Because God cannot use you to build anything great and you will not be great. Can I say it again? God cannot use you to build anything great and not make you great. So if God use you as an instrument to bring forth anything great, he will ensure that you are also great. So certain people are not great in life because they were not part of making anything great. Certain people are not great in life because they were not part of. One day I was invited to a place to minister, so I went there and ministered. And when I finished ministry, the bishop took me to his office. And then he introduced me to a man. He said, Pastor, this man was one of the foundational founders. Okay? He's one of the founders of Living Faith Church. In fact, when Bishop Oyedepo started church in Kaduna and Gwarumi, he said Bishop was coming to his house. Bishop Oyedepo was coming to his house to eat. Please hear me. Pay attention very well. This will bless you. So Bishop will come to his house and eat. Sometimes he will come to his house just to relax. Sir, today as I'm talking to you, the man is still on the street living a beggarly lifestyle. If the man was still part of winner and maintain his place from the foundation with the height Living Faith has reached, do you think the man will still be living there like a beggar on the street? So anytime God wants to make you great, sometimes he make you to be part of something that will be great. Let me come again. Anytime God wants to make you great, he gives you the privilege to be part of something that is going to be great. Because as the church becomes great, God will ensure you are not small. Are you following now? So God is interested in having a mega church. God wants a mega church. Are you following? So in Matthew chapter 16, he began by saying, Matthew 16 verse 13, he began by asking the people. He said, come, and I'm just wondering what initiated that dialogue. What actually propelled Jesus to ask that question? Suddenly you are just walking, Pastor, you are just walking, and then suddenly I ask you, I say, come, what do men say about your pastor? That was what happened to Jesus. Jesus just wake up and suddenly he said, come, what do men say about me? I was wondering. That is to say, sir, he has been hearing some things. Imagine some call him the prince of demons, because they said he was casting out demons with Beelzebub. Hello? With Beelzebub. Some call him a fake prophet. Are you following now? In fact, some even call him a troublemaker. But you see, Jesus was so interested in what do you say? Because you see, what outsiders say does not have capacity like what insiders say. So he wanted to understand what his inner carcass are saying, what the apostles are saying, and suddenly there was a light. Some were saying, they say you are Jeremiah, you are Isaiah, you are one of these prophets. In fact, they call good names, but they were not able to pick in the spirit the identity of Jesus. You can be around a man and you don't know the man. So all those while Jesus was preaching, they could not discern in their spirit that this is the Messiah. Rather they said, you are one of, but they reduced Jesus to one of the prophets. But they were around the Messiah, the one that will save the world, and in fact the one that initiated the office of the prophet. But they call him a prophet. Don't ever assume that closeness is a guarantee that you know somebody. If you are truly going to know your pastor, you must know your pastor by the Spirit. I just gave you something big. The day God gives you permission to know your man of God with the eyes of the Spirit. In other words, the day God gives you permission to know him by revelation, your attitude will be right. But as far as a prophet, you will relate with him as like a prophet. Come on now. Are you following somebody? So, a prophet will give you only what a prophet can give. A Messiah will give you only what the Messiah can give. So suddenly, watch this. Peter said, you are Christ, the Son of the living God. Sometimes the kind of prayer you need to pray sometimes is, Lord, help me to know the gift you have given to me. Because you see, pastors are gifts. But if we don't have understanding, we will not know. For I will give you pastors according to my own heart. I will give you, and then they shall feed you with knowledge and understanding. So the moment you lose that revelation of who God has sent to you, it becomes an issue. So when Peter said that, please look at this. When Peter said, you are Christ, the Son of the living God, he said, flesh and blood have not revealed this to you. So there is a possibility, sir, that flesh and blood is limited. There are things that you will never see until the Father gives you the privilege to see. Now, let me give you some example. Do you know sometimes when we travel to places and then we minister, sometimes to come out of the church is a problem. Pastor, you know why? You are coming out of the church, the protocols will stand at the front, some will stand at the back, some will be by the side. You know what they're doing? They are pushing people. Why are they pushing people? They want to just touch you. Even if it's your clothes, they can grab. Even if it's your hand, they can touch. I mean, we've been to such meetings. So I was sharing with my sons one day. I said to them, I said, I have a son in Lagos. Funny enough, the guy has a mega church. And I said to them, I said, when I'm talking to this guy, his church is big. When I'm talking to, then I said to them, I said, it's possible when familiarity sets in, you lose value